Hello and welcome to Rolling with Two. I'm Will, and with me as always is the one who thinks a good Tokyo is a smashed Tokyo.
Sarah.
And today we're doing a two-player perspective and accessibility for King of Tokyo. If you're curious about our opinions, check out our other video, Rolling with Reviews, King of Tokyo. Sarah, tell us a bit about this game.
Okay, so in King of Tokyo, you play as a monster, trying to either be the last monster standing or the first to gain 20 victory points. You roll dice to gain attacks, healing, victory points, and energy. Energy lets you buy cards that give you special powers. All right, Will, so how does the game change for two players?
So in a 5 or 6 player game,
I think so.
you use Tokyo Bay in addition to
The
Tokyo.
Tokyo spot, yeah.
Otherwise, all of their player counts, which is 4 and under, just use Tokyo. And that's the only change. There is no Nana Kaiju, sadly.
Actually, you're right. For all the monsters they've made and all the promos they've done, I don't think they've ever done a large banana suit guy.
Yes. However, you can always grab your Nana Man.
It's true.
And just use one of the other monster dials, and you'll be perfectly fine.
This is one of those games. You could use any figure you want to be your representation.
Stuffed animals, action figures, whatever.
All right. So, issues at a two-player count. Well, this is going to depend on whether you like it or not, but for most people, they did not like the feel. It changes completely to a more strategic head-to-head than the crazy free-for-allness that is the higher player counts.
Yeah, and by free-for-all, we mean that it is not at all balanced. Crazy things happen, and you just hold on for dear life.
Right. And most people like this game for that, which, I don't blame them. For us, we like both. We like the high player craziness, but the two-player strategic, more is this the right move to make kind of thing, we actually rather like it. So for us, it's on the positive side of things, but for a lot of people, they did not like it two-player.
Right.
So what it does well, though, other than that, is it gets to your turn faster because there's just two of you. And if one of you is eliminated, well, the game's over. So you don't have to sit there and watch. Like one time we had a 2-hour-long King of Tokyo game where 4 of us were just watching the last 2 go back and forth because neither one of them could get through each other's barriers.
Yeah, they finally got all set up so that
they could heal or protect.
They could heal or protect, and one person was in Tokyo, but they had like no stars.
Right.
So they were just slowly gaining stars to win.
Don't get me wrong, it was a fun thing to watch, but not something I'd want to go through all the time.
Yeah.
So that is one thing that's really nice about the two-player experience, that one player is eliminated, the game is over.
Yeah.
So that is. And of course, if you like the strategic feel, then that is a positive thing.
Yeah.
Moving on to accessibility. Okay, the dice have always been potentially an issue because they're large and chunky and you have to roll 6 of them?
Yes. They're highly visible. Unless you get a head, then you roll 7 of them.
Yes. Anyways, those with small hands, and I have issues. I have to roll half the dice at a time because I can't roll them all at the same time. So you have small hands or you just have mobility rolling dice. These might be a bit challenging, although maybe for some people they'd be easier since they're so large. I don't know. The rules, because I guess they wanted to fit it on a single sheet of paper, the rules have very small font. And now, when I first read the rules all those years ago when we first got this game, because I think we might actually have a first edition of King of Tokyo.
Probably. Yeah.
The rules didn't seem so bad, but now that my eyes have aged a bit, the rules text is a bit smaller, or my eyes are just a lot worse.
And don't expect them to be very comprehensive either.
I think it does well enough.
Well, they're one sheet.
Yeah.
And the other side of the sheet doesn't have any rules.
Oh, yeah, they put the backside as just an advertisement for the game, which was kind of odd to me. Well, again, for the version we have, I have no idea about subsequent versions and printings, and there's a dark version now. That could be different, too.
I think if there's any weird interactions with like the cards.
Oh, yeah.
This rule set's not gonna.
No, you'll need to, if you have like if you play a game where people get a ton of cards, which we've played games where hardly anybody gets any cards.
And other ones were the opposite.
Yeah. You probably want to go on to Board Game Geek and check that out.
Yeah.
All right. So, one last thing is we got lucky. The version we've got has the smoothed edged energy cubes. We have heard from other people that later printings gave sharp edged energy cubes. They're really sharp. They could hurt. I don't know why they made the change, and I'm just hoping maybe other more newer editions moved away from the sharp edges.
I think it was probably a manufacturing
thing.
change or something.
But for quite a few versions, they had very sharp edges. Otherwise, what this game does right, there are no color issues. There's good contrast. I mean, sometimes the text on the cards gets a little small, just like the rules, but otherwise, you're not going to have any really trouble understanding. Because cognitively, this is one of the easiest games to teach.
Yeah, it's kind of a re-implementation of Yahtzee.
Yeah, it's Yahtzee with monsters.
Just with kaiju monsters.
You're trying to beat each other up and sometimes some specialty cards. So, and the game is all open information. So that's the other great thing about making this a very easy to teach game. If somebody's like, I don't know what this card does, somebody else at the table can answer, most likely. Okay, that's everything.
All right. And Sarah?
Yes.
Do you think there is, no, wait. Two players. I forgot. Do you recommend it for 2 players?
The 2-player experience
Yes.
is going to be hit or miss. We particularly like it because we like the strategicness.
Yeah.
But not everybody.
Yeah, I think what most people talk about is the more
Spontaneity?
spontaneity of the higher player counts.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind that if you're a fan of the strategic, you're going to be in the minority.
Yes.
Accessibility.
I think it's mostly good. The only real trouble is the dice and reading the rules. Everything else is super easy and really good for this game.
Yeah, chances are someone else can teach you
Yes.
in like 5 minutes.
Yep. Now, what was your question?
All right. Do you think there's a monster that's missing?
I haven't kept up with half the promos, but I don't know. They covered quite a lot. Oh, right. No Nana Man monster. No Nana Kaiju. That's what's missing.
Totally.
Totally.
And why would you ever roll with just one when you can be rolling with 2? If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to us on the various social media platforms at
Rolling with 2, that's TWO. We're on Blue Sky, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Discord, we have a channel on Tabletop Express. Check the show notes for the invite link.
If you have time, check out the other content Nanaman has found for you, because remember, he's rolling with you.